Yes, welcome back. You're still watching Flourishing Hub here on Church of Uganda Family TV, and today we are discussing on how the lawyers can support or can help grow the small and medium enterprises. So, in case you have you are starting up your business, or it is of that small rate, not too large, you are required as well to have a legal representation. So, it is important for you to have that. And of course, Agaba Saimon here, counsel, is here to digest into this particular matter. And now, counsel,
Yes.
I want you to tell us the importance of having lawyers in your business. I'm speaking to someone out there who has a small business.
Okay, like I had said, there are so many benefits, so many advantages of having a lawyer in your business. One, you are assured of advice, legal advice. It is there, as and when at any stage. Secondly, documentation. For most of these cases you see, most of these disputes you see, they arise from documentation. So you are assured that some of these documentations will be perused by your lawyer or an advocate. Thirdly, matters of compliance, compliance in terms of taxation, if filing returns, matters of filing returns at URSB, matters of disputes, all those regulatory compliance audits, you are assured that your lawyer or your advocate or counsel is going to handle them.
Okay.
Then you are assured that at any stage there is some risk management that is being handled, because if documentation is clear and compliance audits is clear, it means that you are trying to manage some risks, and risks may be potential risks of court litigation, risks of your business being closed. You could have heard that URSB has struck off many companies from the register for non-compliance.
Yes.
So if you have the lawyer in your business and he knows what is happening, you may not reach there. Then the lawyer will help you in matters of resolving disputes with your stakeholders, with your partners. The lawyer will help you in the matters of planning for your business, because he's able to look at all the risks associated. He's able to help you in forecasting, among others.
Okay.
So it is advisable that most of these small and medium enterprises, at any stage, they try to engage and consult lawyers on the very many adverse issues they may be dealing with, so that they are able to enjoy the benefits of engaging such a profession in your business.
Okay, on the contrary, what disadvantages come along not having a legal representation? Because I think very many businesses are running without lawyers also.
Yes, the disadvantages are so many as well, because you find that you have a lot of there is a lot of non-compliance, because you find that you will not know everything, and you will not do everything for yourself. So if you do not engage someone with that legal knowledge, you find that there is some compliance somewhere. Secondly, the business stands a big risk of losing out on many opportunities. For instance, you find that there is the documentation is not clear. These contracts, they are not well documented, they are not well perused and prepared. So you find that if you do not engage these people, there is a big risk. Of course, the other disadvantage is that at any stage you can be closed. The business can close because you're not compliant. URA will come for you. URSB will come for you. If you're dealing in the other businesses, NEMA will come for you, among others.
Okay.
So the disadvantages are so many compared to the advantages, and we encourage people to try as much as they can to engage lawyers in their small and medium enterprises, even any other business.
Okay. So just in case someone has lost their business in any where possible. What are the chances of recovery in case they have a legal representation and maybe compensation sort of?
Of course, once you've lost your business, the lawyer will help you, will peruse on the available paperwork and documentation. The lawyer will look at all the angles, especially the legal angles, on what could have happened, and the lawyer is able to assist. The lawyer is able to guide. The lawyer is able to give you that legal knowledge that this is how it can be done. If it is a court process, the lawyer will stand in. If it requires mediation, the lawyer will stand in. So it also depends on the nature of how you've lost your business and the facts behind it.
Okay.
But the lawyer or the counsel, as you may call it, will always be available and on standby to support you at any stage.
Okay. And while choosing, so people are always faked or sort of. How do we know that these are the right lawyers or this? Are there specific firms that people are supposed to go to, or how does a lay person know that this is a trusted lawyer?
Basically, like I had said at first in our discussion, there is a legal and regulatory framework for the legal profession in Uganda. You can't wake up and start practicing law in Uganda. You cannot. So now, when you need to verify that Simon Agaba
we have people who wanted law, and right now when they speak so much in public, they think that is them.
No. When you need to confirm that Simon Agaba is a lawyer,
Hey.
you ask for his practicing certificate.
Okay.
Give me a copy of your practicing certificate. You can go to judiciary. You ask, is this Simon Agaba a lawyer licensed to practice?
But do people down there know all that?
And that's why people should get to know to avoid the disadvantages of using quack professionals. So people should also wake up. People should also take a step. Otherwise, you will give your money to someone and they will fleece your money, hard-earned money. So it is advisable that you also take an initiative to find out that is the person I'm dealing with genuine enough? Because the transaction between a client and a lawyer at times involves money. So now, if you before you pay your money, you need to do due diligence on the person you're paying your money. So it is also a call. It is also a wake-up call for people downtown or everywhere. There are so many avenues of establishing that the person I'm dealing with is genuine, is registered, has a practicing certificate per the laws of the country.
Okay. And now in that particular case, if in case someone is conned or sort of, how does that be addressed? Is it still through the law, or you have to now shift to police?
If someone cons you pretending to be a lawyer, you can report to Uganda police. That person will be apprehended. You can as well make a complaint to for instance, like the Law Council, which ideally would be dealing with lawyers and advocates, but at least they can give you supporting information indicating that indeed this is not a licensed lawyer, and that information will help you to push your case at police. So the two institutions work together, especially where someone has been masquerading.
Okay, now on issues to do with the theft, in case someone's business has had issues of that theft, is it still addressed by the legal part of it, or you have to go to police sort of?
Of course, if there is theft in your business, one, before theft happens, you all know that there are people involved in, and those people are presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Okay.
And it is their constitutional right. So now, you need your lawyer to advise you on how to handle that case. At times it may be a civil case, at times it may be a criminal case. So once you have a standby lawyer and the theft has happened, of course police will always come in because theft is a criminal case, but it can as well be pursued in a civil way. Parallel is the criminal one. So you find out that at any stage, if there is an issue in your company, first make a consultation with your lawyer so that you can see what is his opinion, what is he guiding on, what is his advice, so that you're able to move when you know that you have been well advised. So yeah, in any case, the lawyer will end up working with the police or courts to make sure that the case is prosecuted.
Okay. Now, maybe talking about still lawyers, I'm imagining in the villages there, do we have the legal representations in such places?
Uh,
I see the lawyers are mostly in urban centers.
Most of the lawyers, it is true, they are concentrated in Kampala,
Mm.
but these days people have moved out of Kampala. In the, you very well know there are now so many cities.
Yes, yes.
So in most of these cities, there are so many lawyers with many law firms. You very well know that LDC, the Road Development Center, has now put up branches in Western, in the Eastern, where. So the lawyers are now spread all over. And I think as of today, preferably in every district, you find that there is a law firm, there is a lawyer, and the lawyers are able to move because we move to different parts of the country trying to serve people, trying to represent clients. There are so many legal aid projects that the government has injected in money or that are being sponsored. So like the legal aid project of Uganda Law Society, they offer services. So it also depends on the attitude of the citizens in their need to acquire legal services.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you think does the government provide these law services? Because I think most of them now is for this. It is like a private stuff.
Of course, government provides legal services. One, they appoint judges. They appoint magistrates. They appoint state attorneys. For all these criminal cases, they are taken up by government, and those are state attorneys. They are the ones who represent you if they steal you. So that is government trying to provide legal support.
I'm looking at a government lawyer trying to document my business.
Of
Is
course,
it possible?
No, it can't be possible because the government lawyer represents government. You need a private practitioner to represent you. The other one is employed by government to represent the interests of government in that particular case or in that particular office. So if you have a matter of a private nature, you will engage a private counsel to handle your case.
Okay, let's look at the general contribution of the law firms in having smooth businesses around the country.
The mere fact that lawyers offer legal advisory on several matters, like I had said, taxation, employment, disputes, restructuring, registration of businesses. Even when the business wants to quit, to exit, lawyers offer a lot of support in matters of intellectual property, in matters of civil matters. A lot of complex issues are handled by lawyers. It is my opinion that they contribute immensely to the growth of small and medium enterprises, and in any business they should at all times be involved.
Okay. We are currently having a challenge in the country, and we are seeing traders who are going to go on they're going to go on industrial action because of their taxes. So, and since the lawyers do handle complex issues, like do you also include the negotiations in taxes sort of? How are you looking at this issue that is currently hitting the country in terms of business?
Of course, the traders have got a right to strike. It is their constitutional right to strike. Government has also got an obligation to impose taxes. So now, we as the lawyers, our role is to advise both parties, at the side of your client and at the side of government. And this is usually done through dialogues. So now, you find out that the lawyers are advising their clients One, on how, if your client is interested in participating in the strike, what are his rights, what are his liberties, how should he express himself. Secondly, and what are the parameters of that strike that intends to happen. Then you find that before your client, if I was representing you, before you engage into the strike, what is our compliance status? Do we really pay the taxes?
Okay.
Are we compliant? Or we are just in the bandwagon that the taxes are high? So we must sit down. You must sit down with your lawyer and make sure that whatever you're going to do, you have consulted well and you know what is happening. And we as well support them in dialoguing. Where the taxes are immense, we can make objections. Where the taxes are too high, we can file court documents challenging them, and we have done so. We have done them before, so we are ready to support them.
Okay. And now maybe talking about the two parties, who is the business person and the lawyers. How can we have a smooth relationship between the two parties in order to extensively have better businesses?
Of course, the small and the medium enterprises can work with the lawyers basically based on trust. The legal profession survives on trust. You trust your counsel, you trust your advocate for the operations of your business. Then the small and the medium enterprises can work with the lawyers on various matters, including seeking legal advice as and when at any time, involving them in their operations, involving them in before making some decisions, so that they are all on one line, so that they are able to work together for the betterment of the growth of the small and medium enterprise.
Okay. What are some of the challenges you face while working with these SMEs, and how can they address them so that we can have smooth running as well?
The challenges that we face as lawyers working with these small and medium enterprises is that most of them are not aware of the current and the existing laws. You know, laws are amended. Most of the times they are regularly amended. So you find that these people are not aware that some of the laws have been amended. Then most of them, they face challenges of even, you find that they are unable to pay the services of these professionals, legal auditors, accountants. You find that they are constrained, and it becomes a very big challenge, because even if the lawyer wants to support, he needs some remuneration. So you find that it is one of the challenges. Then at times you find that there are unfair policies against the small and medium enterprises. You find that they are not in their favor, or they are a bit rude, or they are a bit harsh. So those government policies. Of course, the environment is changing day and day, so you find that there are a lot of adjustments that need to be done. There are a lot of checks and balances that need to be done, and they need a lot of personnel to handle that, which becomes very, very hard. So now, these challenges that we have briefly talked can be easily resolved. One, by, like I had said, engaging the rightful persons in your business dealings. And you can know the rightful person by doing due diligence on that particular person. Secondly, by believing and trusting in legal advisory. Many people are advised, but they end up not taking up the advice. So now, if you're advised and you don't take up the advice, you're the one who is going to lose. Whenever you advise, whenever you seek for advice, you should be in a position to know that this is someone's advice, so it needs to be given a priority.
Okay.
Then they can also be involved in a lot of sensitization programs. Government is giving out a lot of sensitization programs like URSB, Uganda Investment Authority, and once they involve themselves in those sensitization programs, issues of taxation, issues of legal checks, issues of compliance will be harmonized. Because the more information you get, the more you're able to handle the challenges at hand. But you find that most of the people don't want to seek information. They don't want to involve into, like, to open even a website of URA and you see how does IFRIS work. They do not want. So most of the people need to be updated, especially the owners of small and medium enterprises.
You talked about trust. How do we build the trust between the two? Because the trust is not something that is going to come there. How does the SME operator trust the legal person?
Of course, it depends. When you meet most of these lawyers, like I told you, they don't advertise, and we get business via referrals. We get business via friends, via colleagues. So by the time someone makes a referral that I'm referring to you, this person, it means that he or she has been trusted over time. Secondly, trust is a process. You don't meet me today and you easily trust. It is a process. Slowly by slowly, trust is built. You build confidence slowly by slowly, and you're able to gain trust with your person. So it would be a continuous process of parties dealing together.
Okay, that is interesting. And now, as we try to wind up, what are some of the words you encourage the SME people to do?
The parting words I would encourage the small and medium enterprises to do: one is to engage and involve professionals in your today activities, because the advantages are immense. The advantages are to your advantage, and would encourage that before you engage them, you do due diligence on them to avoid being fleeced, and would also encourage the small and medium enterprises, most of them which have not formalized their business operations, to do so that they can enjoy the higher benefits of formalization.
That is really, really interesting. That was Council Agaba Saimon, who has really given us a very, very beautiful information about the importance of having, of course, a law or a lawyer in your business, or you can call them small and medium enterprises. So it is always very important to have a lawyer, to have a legal representation in your business, such that you do not have problems whenever risks do come up in your business, because this is the world we are living in. Someone could be eyeing your small business, and of course, if you're not registered legally, they will take it up because you don't have a representation. So, as council has noted today, please do take up that, and we appreciate that you truly joined us today. My name is Luke Majumba Lenaito, and Brinko Hategeka has been helping us on the cameras there. So we wish you a lovely afternoon, and of course tune in and stay tuned to Church of Uganda Family TV. More programs are coming up.